Hello, and welcome to the Polish Eagle's Kitchen. I'm your host, Patrick Grabowski. In this episode, I will teach you how to make stuffed cabbage rolls, or pronounced in Polish as Gołąbki. These rolls are great to have as an entree for a family dinner, or once you become a pro at it, it's quite easy to make many Gołąbkis or cabbage rolls at once, and you're going to have lots of compliments from your guest. You'll need 1 whole cabbage, 1 whole yellow onion, 1 whole egg, 2 tablespoons of butter, 4 cups of vegetable broth, 1¼ cups of rice, 1 pound of ground beef, 1 pound of grounded chicken breast, salt and pepper to your taste, 1 large pan, 1 medium pot, 1 large mixing bowl. Preset the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Slide through, slide through, slide through, straight ahead. Here, remove your fingers and chop this part, move, and you leave the end. All those pieces get cut like that. You want that end piece again, move this aside, you cut these end pieces. Up, get some, about 2 bunches of parsley like the big. Fold it together, chop it up. And some people don't like using the stems from the parsley, but I say it's edible. You can eat it. It's quite soft. If you chop it up finely, you can definitely use it. So you want to saute the onions until they're going to come to a golden brown, like that kind of color, like this. We're going to keep that. I'm going to cook it up a little bit longer, get a few more pieces until a golden brown, and we're going to go over here, the rice. What I wanted, the rice over here is, you want to cook it until it's going to be not too, you don't want it very soft, and you don't want it sticky, kind of like, you don't want the sushi, you don't want kind of the rice that they use for sushi, so you want it soft, obviously, It's right there. You want it soft enough so you can eat, so it's edible, obviously, but not too soft and not too sticky. So the onions over here, they look about ready. Turn that off. I'm gonna mix all of the onions and the rice together. Put in the rice. It really doesn't matter if you put in the meat first, if you put the rice in first, or the onions, because they're all going to be mixed together. Chicken breast, your grounded beef, one whole egg, right on top of there. Just a little bit of pepper. Let's say about half a teaspoon to start out with. And about a teaspoon of salt. And then you can use a spoon, or you can, if you want, I'm making this at home. I'll use my hands, obviously. And just mix thoroughly everything together. You like to get, if you don't mind getting dirty on your hands like this, or you can just use a spoon. Mix this thoroughly. I prefer using my hands over using a spoon because I can get a good feel if it's mixed thoroughly or not. Just using your fingers in there, flip it over, using your fingers. That's about right. Now you want to take the whole cabbage and simply remove the core. Take any of these leaves out. And put it in boiling water, salted boiling water, for at least 5 minutes. And once you place it in there, simply just cover it. Now, after you take the whole cabbage out of the pot, you're going to want to take off the leaves, individual leaves, gently separating them, just like that. It's kind of tricky because it's all like, they're all the same color. You just don't want to waste one leaf, so you just gently separate them. And there's 3 leaves right there. And then you'd want to touch both sides and see the core right here. And what you want to do, since it's a little, you feel that bump right here. So starting about from where that bump is, so about halfway, with a small carving knife, you want to just simply slide through it until it's as flat as possible, to all of them like that. About a leaf this size and this size, all about the same sizes. You'd want about half a cup of it, or about 2 spoonfuls, like that. You want to put it right in the middle, like into a ball shape. And you want to take this end, hold it down, take the right end over, take the left end right over, take the top part right over, and you have one ready. Now when you're getting towards the end of the interior of the cabbage, whole cabbage, we want to just take off some more leaves. Doesn't have to be perfect because you're not going to be stuffing it anymore with the stuffing. But instead you're just going to be using to cover it up. Basically you take a pan and you can rip it apart. You don't want it to stick out like that. You just want it to cover up the bottom. So you can rip it apart, like press it down firmly, crack it up in half or so. Just like that. You rip this in half. Press it firmly down so it can just be covering up the bottom. Just like this. Set this aside. Put your stuffed cabbage rolls. Just place this flat part on the bottom, just like that. Then you put in your vegetable broth. Just like that. Until it's covered up. You put it in the oven for at least 1 hour, or until the cabbage is tender and the meat is fully cooked. These rolls turned out very good because the cabbage leaves stayed together, the vegetables and meat are well cooked. So let's take a little bite, cut a little piece and take a little bite out of it. Quite delicious, quite delicious. Like it a lot. The leaves are good. The leaf is tender. And the meat and vegetables are just right there. The flavor, I can taste it. I can taste it. Well, the rolls can be served with mushroom sauce, sour cream, and an option is with mashed potatoes on the side. Also, another way is with tomato sauce, sour cream, and an option again is with mashed potatoes. My favorite way to eat it is with tomato sauce, a little bit of sour cream, and chopped parsley. See, I placed it, I gave 3 in here and placed the 2 in the back on top of the one in the front on top of it. I served a little bit of tomato sauce, just enough to cover about 50% of each roll, but yet you would still want to see the presentation of each roll. And I put a little bit of tomato sauce. I don't want to overdo it, but just enough to keep you satisfied. And I put sour cream in a pastry bag and give it a little bit of a design like that to make the presentation look better. And I put the sour cream, little dots on the tomato sauce right here in the bottom, and just sprinkle it with some chopped parsley. Thank you for watching the Polish Eagle's Kitchen, and I hope your cabbage rolls were turned out to be delicious. Goodbye and do widzenia.